And here we are back on the Friday Vibes Morning Show with yours truly, Jay Chris, here on New Twist Radio, newtwistradio.com, and the New Twist Radio app. Make sure you download the New Twist Radio app from the Google Play Store, and make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell one of your enemies to tell another friend to tune in to the Friday Vibes Morning Show every Friday here at 7:30. But it's 9 o'clock now, and you know what that means. It's time for Jey Hussein and the Real God's Weekend Suggestion. And you know what I do? I pick my feet up off the floor. Actually, first I always start off by saying, "How you been, man?"
What's good, Jay Chris and the New Twist family? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, brother. Man, it seemed like it took a while to get here, but it's here. So, what he does, of course, every week is give you some things to watch over the weekend. Okay, he's never hits the bad button on the suggestions. I get a lot of feedback, and the feedback is always good. But look, I'm gonna pick my feet up off the floor because they're not here at 9 o'clock to listen to me. They're here to listen to you. All right. So I'm picking my feet up off the floor. You got the floor, brother. What should we be watching this weekend?
I appreciate you, Jay, man. Hey, look, let me start this thing off with just picking up where we left off last week, man. All right, because a lot of people have been hitting me up for the answer to this, so I just want to get it out the way. We had a Regina King versus Taraji P. Henson poll on who was the best actress. After we ran down the stats between my audience and yours, with an overwhelming 67% Regina King took the and you know, I did a little bit of investigation, man. I wasn't trying to be nosy, but I wanted to look at the age groups of the people who chose, and I'm gonna tell you what, man, it was not what I thought. I thought that the younger crowd would go with Taraji. I think it's just a preference, man. It's just a preference.
Maybe it might be a preference thing. It might be the who's been in your face more. Yeah. Like what have you done for me lately? Even though we know Regina King did some things, Taraji's character of Cookie was one of the biggest characters on TV in the last 5 years.
I agree. I had people asking me who I thought looked better, and I'm like, yo, this is about the acting, man. Like just keep it to the acting. But just to let the people know, to get that out the way. Regina did take that. All right. So this week, Jay and the New Twist family, I do want to tell y'all, like, I was not impressed with some of the movies that came out. There are some new things that will be up on the page. But what I like to take this opportunity to do is kind of catch up on some of the things that we've been talking about over the last month or so. So I got 5 shows and 5 movies that I'm going to run through super quick because we already did the reviews. If they want the actual reviews, they can go to the Real Guys page, or they can check out our past shows, here on the Friday Vibes morning. All right. So the first thing I got for you guys, I want you guys, if you get a chance, you got some time to binge and you end this weekend on this beautiful weekend. As far as shows go, I want you guys to try out Netflix's #1 show, which is Clickbait. All right, we talked about that. It's an awesome show. It's on Netflix. The very next thing I want you guys to watch, if you can, is Wu-Tang and American Saga. It is right now Hulu's #1 show. Okay, that comes on every week. And also, I want you guys to watch Raising Kanan on Stars, man. If y'all not watching Raising Kanan, I don't really know what you're watching because it's on fire right now. You know what I mean? Jay, I know you watching, man. Yes, that's good. The next thing I want you guys to watch is called 9 Perfect Strangers. We reviewed this, man. I love this show because it's basically tapping into a lot of problems that everybody has. If somebody's got a problem, this show is going to relate to that problem. It touches on a different lot of problems. It's a pretty dope show. And the last thing I want you guys to watch on Amazon Prime is Them. That was one of the dopest shows I watched. That was a couple months ago, but it's awesome. It's still on there, and you guys can definitely binge on that and knock that out. All right. As far as movies go, I want you guys to check out Respect. All right, that's starring Jennifer.
I got to see that.
That was good, Jay. Jennifer Hudson and Marlon Wayans, who played Ted White, her husband. That was super dope.
Shout out to Marlon Wayans for his career is amazing.
The versatility is sick.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. What a great story, man. Being the baby of the bunch, but still being able to hang and actually still, as I listen to him talks about how he has to prove himself because he feels as though his brothers are that much above him. So I love that he never, there's no limit, man. Just keep going. I love that. Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was dope, man. It's not really a lot of people thought it was like a kiddie movie. I'm like, man, it's more blood and gore in this than anything. This is like Saw or something, So make sure.
I was weirded out by the shark though. when they came to the previews with the shark walking around. That was kind of weird to me.
That was weird, man.
On your suggestion, I'll check it out.
Yeah, if I'm telling you, and we got to get somebody to give Marvel some competition, man. So whenever DC drops a project, I try to give it some love, man. Beckett with David Washington.
Let me tell you,
go.
The wife and I watched that the weekend that you suggested. I guess it was about a month and a half or so ago, and I'm just telling. I'm not going to give anything, but it started off slow. Like we didn't know what was going on. Like we didn't read the preview or nothing like that. We didn't really know what was going on. Like we spoke about it. You told me about it, so I had a little idea, but you're not going to give away the movie. So I was like, what is really going on in here? And then when it gets into it, it was like, ooh, this is, and the twists and turns, and I was confused a little bit, and it was, man, that is one to watch right there.
That was a good one. It reminded me of like back in the day, like how we used to watch Harrison Ford and Fugitive, one of them on the run type of movies. And I think like this one is really showing his acting chops, man. We've had a few shots at David Washington, and I still got mixed reviews, but this one right here, I like it. So, make sure you guys check that one out. If you get a chance, check out Candyman. I thought Candyman was dope, man. I mean, it's revised, so it's the classic story of Candyman, but modernized by Jordan Peele. So if you guys get a chance, make sure you check that out. And my last one is M. Night Shyamalan's Old. I thought that was good, man. So make sure y'all check that out if you like movies like that. That Stephen King type of mystery. M. Night Shyamalan always has that for you. So those are my top 10 things. 5 shows and 5 movies for you guys to binge on. I will be back next week with more reviews. Of course, there are new stuff out, but I wasn't impressed, so I wanted to give y'all that.
And y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that. He's just not putting stuff on you because it's new. If he wasn't impressed with it, he's not going to suggest it for you. He's keeping it real with you.
One more thing, too. I'll add a bonus on. If you guys get a chance, run back the verses. Fat Joe versus Ja Rule was.
How was that? I didn't even know about it until it was already over.
And I meant to talk about it last week on the show. See, sometimes stuff falls in the middle of the week, and I feel like, it's kind of far, but I should have mentioned it. I want to tell you this was one of the best ones because what's happening with the verses is becoming more competitive. First, it was a celebration. Now you got people like, I got the best hits. And, you had Fat Joe who was just in his bag. All I'm going to say is this. He called Vita and Lil Mo the B word and said that Ja had to go get them out the crack house to perform. So if that don't make you tune in, I thought D-Block was disrespectful. D-Block and Dipset. But Fat Joe was in his bag, man.
I hope Fat Joe cleared that.
Hope
he cleared that.
He's done a lot of apologizing and backpedaling since, man. But as I seen it, they was really just in their bag, kind of how like Kiss and them was with the D-Block, how they were just talking crazy to each other. So, man, hopefully all is forgiven. But check that out if you guys get a chance. And then, if I could get this last one in, man. Now last week we had Jamie Foxx versus Will. Then we had Taraji versus Regina King. And this week I got a new one for you guys, man. So this one I feel like is a pretty good one. I want to start it off by saying, God bless the dead, man. God rest the soul of these 2 great actors. We start there. That should give you a little bit of a peek. Last week we unfortunately lost Michael K. Williams, who was a great actor. He was awesome. Everything he was in, he was committed, devoted. We loved him, man. And this week I have Michael K. Williams versus the late great Chadwick Boseman. So I want to give you these guys' stats before you pick off.
That was an interesting pick by you.
It is, and I'm gonna tell you where it came from before I get into it. I was watching Brooklyn's Finest, and I saw Michael K. Williams come on the screen, and I forgot. It's Wesley Snipes, Don Cheadle. It's so action packed, and I'm just like, man, this guy was such an amazing guy, amazing talent. It's crazy to see him just taking off so fast. And then I turned, and there's a Chadwick Boseman movie on, and I just connected them together. And I'm thinking, let me run down these stats, and you're gonna see how I put them together. Man.
Let me
start with my man. Let me start with my man Michael K. Williams lineup here. Give me 1 second. So Michael K. Williams has been in about 47 movies. All right, in his career that we know him, he's been in about 47 movies. His most notable movies are 12 Years a Slave, Brooklyn's Finest, RoboCop, The Purge Anarchy, Ghostbusters, Assassin's Creed, Body Brokers, and Superfly, along, of course, with a whole bunch of other movies. His shows include, of course, his mostly infamous known for playing Omar Little in The Wire, for playing Chalky, right? For playing Chalky White in Boardwalk Empire. Mm-hmm. He also played in When They See Us on Netflix. About the Exonerated Five. The Central Park Five. He played on there, and he also had a recurring role in Lovecraft Country, which he was nominated for an Emmy for on HBO. Right before he passed, of course, unfortunately. His awards. Give me 1 second here. His awards include. Wait, that's not it. Excuse me. 1 second.
Oh, go ahead. Michael K. Williams, man, an amazing actor that going way too soon.
Yeah. Excuse me. Here we go. His awards include. He had 5 Emmy nominations. It's hard enough to get one. He had 5 Emmy nominations. All right. He had 4 and we're still waiting on that one. He didn't get 4, but he has one with the Lovecraft Country now that for 2020. So we'll find that out this year. He had 4 Screen Actor Guild Awards. He won a Critics' Choice Award and an Independent Spirit Award. Okay. Now let's get to Mr. Chadwick Boseman. All right. Chadwick Boseman has been in about 21 movies, so a little less than Michael K. Williams. But his most noted movies are 42, the Jackie Robinson story.
What a movie.
Get Up, the James Brown story.
What a movie.
Marshall, the Thurgood Marshall story.
I didn't see that one, but I heard that was awesome.
Right. He's been in several Avenger movies. He has Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which was great. Mm-hmm. The Five Bloods, Spike Lee's latest movie. Black Panther, of course. And his shows that he were in include, people don't know, but he had a recurring role on All My Children, Lincoln Heights, and a lot of different roles.
That's right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to mess up the segment.
It's all good.
Okay, so I forgot he was on. That's why. Okay, you know what? Because I used to love Lincoln Heights. I was a big fan of Lincoln Heights, and when I would see him in the movies, I'm like, I can't remember what he used to play on, but okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. You just brought it all back to me.
That's all good. ER, CSI, and Law and Order. He had spots on those shows as well. Mm-hmm. All right. When it comes to his awards, he has 1 Academy Award, 1 British Academy Film Award, 1 Critics' Choice Award, 1 Golden Globe, 1 Independent Spirit, and 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards. All right. So, of course, my question is always, who has the best career? Who has the best body of work? I want to say that Michael K. Williams does not have a Black Panther on his resume. And I want to say that Chadwick Boseman does not have an Omar Little or a Chalky White on his resume. And, I mean, Omar Little was from 20 years ago. We're still talking about Omar. Ain't nobody seen The Wire in 20 years. 17 years, however long it's been. So I have to know, which one of these guys' resumes couldn't you live without?
Wow. So I think I got to go with, because I know I could think about this for a whole hour, right? And change my mind 20 times. I think I have to go with Chadwick, and here's why. I was talking to a friend of mine. I don't remember who it was. I was talking to a friend of mine about the first debate, which was Will Smith and Jamie Foxx. And we were going back and forth. I ran down some of the stats. I couldn't remember all of them, but I ran down some of the stats. But his thing was Jamie Foxx has played a character that still lives on today. Will Smith does not, right? And I think he was talking about Wanda, right? Like, out of all the characters that Jamie has played, he was talking about Wanda, right? Mm-hmm. And if you turn and like he played, like he was completely not him, it was somebody else. You know what I mean? It was on that level. Mm-hmm. If you say that Michael K. Williams had the Omar character, okay, that was a character he played, but it wasn't like a character like Wanda was a character, like, right. So I'm going with Chadwick Boseman because he played Jackie Robinson. He played Thurgood Marshall. He played James Brown, right? And then turned around and played and was Black Panther. So, and when he played James Brown, he had to transform himself into James Brown, i.e., Jamie Foxx and Ray Charles, i.e., Will Smith and Muhammad Ali. He had to turn himself into James Brown to talk that whole movie the way he spoke in that movie. Right. It was great. Now I didn't see Thurgood Marshall. I didn't see Marshall, so I can't speak on that. But the Jackie Robinson movie, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm a baseball guy, so I'm not afraid to admit it. When that movie was ending, like right at the end, you know, I got a little, you know, you get that lump. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. I was feeling, you know. So I got to go with Chadwick because I think he did an amazing job on them characters, and we were kind of looking forward to what else he was going to be doing in his career, just based off those 3 movies. Whereas Michael K. Williams, we all loved Omar. We all loved him as an actor, but it wasn't like I can't wait to see what his next role is. So for me, I'm going with Chadwick.
I'm gonna need your vote up in it. I'm gonna need your vote. You know, I'm gonna put up a poll this week. I do want to say this too. I want to say what I love about both of these guys is that if you think about it, they were both living with a secret. You had Michael K. Williams, who was living with an addiction over a long period of time. And from what I understand, he was actually scheduled to play DMX in a biopic. Ironically enough, which would have given him, you know, more of a comparison when you talk about the biopics.
Absolutely. I think he would have killed that.
I think he would have killed it too. Just off of that, I don't know if you saw that clip I posted of him doing that DMX like little montage. Check out that on the Real Guys page. But you had him living with an addiction, hiding an addiction, and you had Chadwick hiding his cancer. You know, they both went to work every day with no one knowing that these 2 problems existed. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So what I see is 2 courageous Black men who just deserve props. And I felt like I couldn't leave them out the battle because they're not on Earth, because their body of work is still here with us, man. So absolutely, I just want everybody to go vote, man. And
that's a good one. And tell them where. Because when are you putting up the poll? You putting up the poll because last week I think you did it on Sunday, and we were able to, you know, have you on the 10-7 show, and you know we put it out there. Are you looking along the same lines? Or are you putting up a poll? How does that work? Can you have the poll end like at a certain time?
The polls, if it's in the stories, it still ends, I guess, the amount of time. But what I did was I ran a poll twice, and I just tallied it up twice. You know what I mean? I tallied up all the numbers. So Regina spanked Taraji. First, it was real close, and I was like, oh, okay. But then Regina, she ended up spanking her. But I will put it up in the stories on Real Guys. You can find us at Real Guys, REELGODS. On Instagram. I do want to say thank you for the recent support, man. As y'all know, it's not easy, man. Grinding from the ground up, having things to do outside of this. We do this for free. We do this for the people. You know, I don't get paid for this. You know, I'm in school. I got 10 jobs. If you know me, I'm half Jamaican. All right, I'm out here. All right. But, you know, I do want to say I definitely appreciate the recent just surges of people supporting us, man. We appreciate that. So check us out.
Absolutely. And will you be able to join us this Sunday for the 10-7 show?
You know I'm a tap in.
All right. Well, look, I'm gonna try to make that happen for you. Know, I'm gonna send you the information you're gonna need. Let me not put all the information out there, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's Jey Hussein. Tell them where they can find you, Jay.
Hey, y'all know we can find us on Real Guys on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. REELGODS. Thank you, New Twist family. We appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. That's Jey Hussein from the Real Guys. Make sure you check him out. Vote on that poll. Who you got, Chadwick Boseman or Michael K. Williams? Now, let's get back to the music here on the Friday Vibes Morning Show with yours truly, Jay Chris, here on New Twist Radio, newtwistradio.com, and the New Twist Radio app. We'll talk to y'all. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Let's get back to the party, y'all.